Have you ever noticed how some people talk about what they love and their whole face lights up? That's passion. And if you're on the path of self-discovery, figuring out your passions is like adding rocket fuel to the journey. Hi, I'm Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if we're already friends. This is part 4 of my self-discovery series. If you've been following along, we've already explored your core values, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, and even how to turn your weaknesses into strengths. And today, we're digging into one of the most exciting pieces of the puzzle, finding your passions. Why does this matter? Passion sometimes feels like a big scary word. Like you're supposed to already know what you're passionate about, or else you're failing at life. Simply put, a passion is an intense desire or enthusiasm for something, anything. But passions aren't always obvious. They don't always show up in neon lights. Sometimes they're hiding in the little choices you make every day. Passions matter because they're clues. Clues about what energizes you, what you care about, and where your unique path to purpose might lead. When I think back to how I discovered one of my biggest passions, it actually snuck up on me as I was just living my life. A few years ago, I started volunteering with the local high school drama department, helping make costumes and props. At first, I thought I was just pitching in, doing something small to support the kids and the program. But the more time I spent covered in fabric scraps and hot glue, the more I realized how alive it made me feel. And then it hit me. Creativity had always been part of my story. As a teenager, I was always making jewelry out of random things I found around the house. Later, I even started Etsy businesses because I loved crafting and designing so much. Looking back, it seems so obvious that creativity was one of my passions. But honestly, I didn't really see it clearly until I was nearly 40. And that realization was bittersweet. On one hand, I was thrilled to finally recognize it, but on the other hand, I couldn't help but wish I'd figured it out sooner. If I had known back then that creativity was such a core part of me, it probably would have influenced the career paths I pursued. But here's the good news. It's never too late to uncover your passions. Mine showed up later than I expected, but once I embraced it, it shaped not just my hobbies, but also how I think about purpose, fulfillment, and even what I share here on this channel. The philosopher Howard Thurman once said, "Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive and go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive." I love that because your passions aren't selfish. They're part of how you bring your best self to the world. So, how do you actually find your passions if you're not sure what they are? That's where today's free tool comes in. I've created a Finding Your Passions PDF guide that you can download with the link in the description below. It's filled with journaling prompts and brainstorming exercises to help you connect the dots. Here's how to use it. Make a list of sparks. Write down moments when you felt excited, energized, or completely absorbed in something, big or small. Maybe it's baking, helping a friend solve a problem, or even organizing a messy closet. Look for themes. As you fill out the guide, you'll notice patterns. Do they point to creativity, service, adventure, connection? Test and try. Passions grow when you give them room. The PDF includes action steps where you can try small experiments, like signing up for a class, volunteering, or revisiting a childhood interest. This isn't about finding one passion for the rest of your life. It's about paying attention to what makes you come alive right now. To give you a taste, here are a few prompts from the guide. When do I lose track of time because I'm so engaged? What activities make me feel most alive? If money and fear didn't matter, what would I spend more time doing? What did I love doing as a child that I've lost touch with? What activities leave me feeling energized rather than drained? Take your time with these. Sometimes the answers pop up right away. Other times they need space to simmer. It's okay to write a little bit now, then revisit it later. It's also something you can think about when you're on a walk or when you're practicing stillness. Now here's what I want you to remember. Passions aren't about being extraordinary. They're about following the sparks that make you feel most yourself. And when you connect those sparks with your values, your personality, and your strengths, that's when peace and purpose start to come into focus. So grab the Finding Your Passions PDF guide in the description, work through the prompts, and see what you discover about yourself. This is part 4 of the self-discovery series. If you missed the earlier videos, they're all in the playlist on my channel. And next time, we'll be building on this even more. If this was helpful, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What's one spark of passion you've already noticed in your life? Thanks for spending time with me today. I hope to see you next time.